often a piece of work turns up in our desk, okay, that doesn't just inform us, it reframes the entire landscape, the entire sector, okay. It forces us to stop, to look at the map again and see the roads that we didn't know existed. That's what this conversation is all about today. A map, not of geography, but of potential, of resilience, and a system that has funded civilization for centuries. Now, we're talking about the third strategic report on Awqaf, 2024 to 2025. If the world of Waqf is unfamiliar to you, think of it as one of humanity's oldest and most profound social impact investment models. A perpetual charitable endowment where an asset is locked in, a piece of land, a building or capital, and its return flows forever for a good cause. It could be for an education system, healthcare, lifting people out of poverty. It's a financial vehicle with a soul. This report isn't just another academic study, okay? It's become the global benchmark, the standard for ministers, for regulators, for CEOs of Waqf institutions, from Jakarta, Indonesia to Istanbul, Turkey, and maybe even Cape Town, South Africa. Okay, it's the tool that can be used to measure the institutions, to see where they stand in the world landscape. And this year, this edition covers 76 countries. Okay? It's built on something called the benchmark for Waqf Institutional Performance, the BWIP, a kind of global report card, and it asks the hard questions. So why do some regions like Arabian Peninsula thrive while others struggle? How did the Waqf sector in Gaza lose over $500 million to conflict? And how does this teach us about risk? Where are the innovations in fintech, in university endowment, in Islamic finance that are quietly reviving this ancient system of Waqf? And most importantly, in a world of fragmentation, how can this century-old instrument of social cohesion be the engine for building a more resilient, more equitable future? This is the conversation. This is the deep dive we're going to do today into the data, the trends, the risk, and the breathtaking opportunities. Now, welcome. I'm your sister, Dr. Tahmina Anwar. Consider this invitation to the Global Halal Shura Hub, where purpose meets practice and intention meets action. This is our safe space, our circle, our network, our movement. A gathering place for those who believe that halal is more than just a certification. It's a compass, it's a map, it's our guide. It's a framework of ethics, integrity, and conscious living. Here, we don't just talk, we reflect, we question, we build. Whether you're a Muslim or a non-Muslim, this is a safe space for meaningful dialogue, a place to explore how halal principles can enrich not just what we consume, but how we contribute to our communities, our economies, and our shared future. This is what the Global Halal Shura Hub is all about, where conversation turns into clarity and clarity into change, into action. So come, pull up a seat, let's write the story together. And today we begin the story that speaks directly to the heart of our mission. It's about an ancient system of endowment called Waqf, a vehicle for social change, a vehicle for social justice, and a new global report that's mapping its future. And today we are reading that map. So let's begin with the foundation, which is the overview and methodology of the report. First, what makes this third strategic report truly unique? Why has it become the key reference for decision makers globally compared to earlier decisions? Second, its core is the benchmark for Waqf Institutional Performance, BWIP. What does this benchmark actually measure? And why is it being called the standard tool? Is it the game changer for evaluating thousands of diverse institutions around the world, the Waqf institutions? And third, a crucial lens in this report focuses on public Waqf, not private family ones. How does this specific focus shape its entire worldview, its findings, its recommendations? Second section, the key findings and regional performance, the scorecard. The data reveals a clear hierarchy. Which three regions ranked highest in institutional performance, and what are the common threads of their success? But this report also documents profound vulnerability. It highlights that Waqf in Gaza suffered catastrophic losses. How do geopolitical instability and armed conflict specifically targeted and crippled the Waqf institution? And is it even possible to insulate a community's endowment from such devastation? Now, on the podium, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Malaysia are consistently top performers. What are they doing differently? Is it the governance? Is it the investment efficiency? Or is it their legal framework? And conversely, for regions at the bottom like West Africa and Central Asia, what are the pressing barriers holding them back? Is it the law, or is it the capital, or the expertise? Now, I'm just a messenger here, okay? I didn't write this report, so please don't shoot the messenger. Yeah, my West African and Central Asian friends. So in section 3, we focus on trends and innovation, where the system is evolving. Okay, one fascinating trend is the rise of university Awqaf. Why are countries like Malaysia pushing for this model? How can a university endowment fund be an engine for long-term national sustainability? Yet, this report notes striking gaps. Okay, traditional Waqf spending is often missing the mark on urgent societal needs of the current situation we are in, which is healthcare and food security. What innovations are emerging to make the distribution more agile and responsive? There is a giant in the room, yeah, and it's a $3 trillion Islamic finance sector. How is this mature industry now influencing and enabling its philanthropic cousin, the Waqf sector. Is this the start of a true symbiotic relationship? And then the frontier, the fintech, the artificial intelligence. What are the practical applications right now for Waqf collection and management? And what are the risks we are not talking about, and we really need to talk about them right now? Section 4 focuses on risk and opportunities, the two maps. The report contains a Waqf risk map. It lists things like cyber attack, natural disasters, economic recessions. Which of these is the most underestimated, the sleeper threat today? That's the question. So there's always two sides to a coin. So let's flip it over. Then you have the opportunity maps. Digital transformation, agricultural, Waqf, health, endowments. Which of these holds the most untapped, explosive potential for the real social impact? And underpinning it all, the report screams really loudly, about compliance, about governance. Why are these dry-sounding priorities especially critical in the digital age? What's the real cost of getting them wrong? Section 5 focuses on knowledge and capacity building, the infrastructure of the future. That's our future. Okay, Kuwait's Awqaf Journal and Saudi Arabia's SAFE Institute are cited as leaders in knowledge production. In an age of dashboards and data streams, why is old-fashioned scholarly research and publication still the lifeblood of this sector's development? And there is a shortage, by the way, a shortage of dedicated academic programs. How can universities and Waqf institutions break the cycle and collectively build the next generation of professionals in this sector, which is desperately needed? And finally, the future outlook. This report predicts a shift. Awqaf assets will increasingly circulate amongst the high net worth individuals and families. What must countries do now to attract and steward this coming wave of family Awqaf effectively? Geopolitically, it points to the next potential Waqf hub after the Arabian Peninsula. So which region is it, and what gives them the added advantage? So let's look ahead to the next edition of this report. Let's ask what one metric or emerging trend will be the most significant to watch in the 2026 to 2027 period. And lastly, the core message: if you could deliver one keynote takeaway from this amazing report to every policy maker in the lagging regions, what would that piece of essential advice be? In summary, this is more than a report on charitable foundations. Waqf is not just a charitable foundation, it's much more than that. This report is a diagnostic tool on resilience of communities, a systematic and strategic playbook for perpetual good, a lens on how past is financing the future. The map is drawn, the data is clear. The question now is who will read it and who will actually absorb the information, who will act on it, because at the end of the day, we need to walk the talk. Okay, I need to pause here for a moment. If your mind is connecting the dots, if you are seeing the potential of ethical finance, of global impact, of systems built on purpose, then I need you to do something for me. Please tap on the subscribe button and hit the notification bell, because this isn't just another podcast. This is the Global Halal Shura Hub, where every conversation builds on the last, where one insight can clarify your vision, one story can redirect your path. Subscribing means that you wouldn't miss that moment. The moment, maybe that moment would be the click moment, the light bulb moment, the moment of understanding, where understanding actually turns into action. And when you subscribe, you are not just following a show, you are joining a circle, you are joining a network, you are part of the movement. Yep, you are helping to grow the space where learning meets purpose and reflection leads to impact. So do it now, please. Tap on the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Stay connected, stay in the conversation, and let's walk in the path together. As you know by now, we are diving into one of the most powerful yet often underutilized instrument in the Islamic social finance arena, the Waqf. For centuries, the charitable endowment has been a cornerstone for Muslim societies, building universities, hospitals, and sustaining communities. But in the modern world, the question arises, how can this ancient institution be revived? How can it achieve transparency, scale, real socio-economic impact in the 21st century? To explore these questions, we are joined by a true architect of the modern Waqf landscape. Our guest is a scholar, strategist, institutional builder who has dedicated his career in answering many questions on Waqf. And our guest today is the one and only Dr. Sami Al-Salahat, the chief editor of this amazing report. Let me just give you a background to Dr. Sami. He has a PhD in Islamic law and legal policy from IIUM Malaysia. Dr. Sami isn't just an academic, he's a practitioner who has taught at over 13 universities and shaped the field from multiple angles. He is the founder and chief consultant of the International Institute of Waqf Development. He was and still is the chief editor of this amazing strategic report for Awqaf, which charts the sector's global angle for over 55 years. And his influence has been recognized by multiple organizations and institutions, including the Islamic 500, the global listing of influential figures in Islamic economy. He has actually won awards from those institutions. His work is where tradition meets innovation. He has authored many foundational texts on Waqf governance and leadership, while also publishing pioneering research on how technologies like blockchain can change the trust and the transparency in Waqf institutions. He's written powerfully on Waqf of Palestine under occupation, and he's a recipient of awards like Islamic Economy Award for his contributions. So in short, Dr. Sami bridges the deep Islamic law, the roots of Waqf, with the tools of modern finance, Islamic finance and technology. He advocates for Waqf not merely as a historical charity, Yeah, in fact, he will say it's wrong to say Waqf is just a charitable organization. Dr. Sami is a dynamic engine for sustainable development throughout the world. So let's welcome our beloved guest, Dr. Sami. So, Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Sami. How are you? You must
Fine.
be so tired, after all that hard work, releasing that report, that giant report, I think that report is released only every 2 years. Is that right?
Yes, right. Yeah, every 2 years.
Yeah, and so many people worked on it, and you are the chief editor. I mean, that's huge, huge amount of work, mashallah. So well done, alhamdulillah. So you must be very tired, after all that. Yeah, and so where are you at the moment, Dr. Sami? You look very cold.
Yes, I am in Jordan right now. The weather is very cold.
I never knew Jordan would be so cold. I am in Aotearoa, New Zealand, and we're in summer.
Yeah, mashallah, in summer. Yeah.
And in Australia, which is our neighbor, there's going to be heat wave.
Heat wave, oh, mashallah.
Yeah, the temperature is going to hit 45 tomorrow.
Mashallah, mashallah, so, mashallah.
I mean, you look like an Eskimo, and we are like...
Yeah, the weather is very cold. Yeah, right. Yes. Alhamdulillah.
Dr. Sami, I mean, seriously. So I also have my own views, and it's all amazing. Honestly, the work that you all have done is just incredible. Yeah. So I have structured this podcast into a few sections. Yeah. And I would like to start with section 1, which is the overview and the methodology used for the report, okay? Because it's for the viewers, they all want to know, and because your webinar was mainly in Arabic, because I did attend it, so this will help the viewers to really understand and learn. And so that they can also start proper Awqaf. Yeah. Okay. So in terms of the overview and methodology, Dr. Sami, what makes this report, the strategic report on Awqaf 2024 to 2025, unique? Yeah, compared to the previous editions. Yeah. And why has it become a key reference for Awqaf decision makers globally from your point of view?
طيب, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. First of all, I would like to thank you, Dr. Samina, for this interview, and I wish a good find for you, good wishes for you in your interview. First of all, regarding about this report 2024-25, this report actually studied 76 countries in the world, Muslim minority or Muslim societies in the non-Islamic countries, and also around Muslim countries in the Arab world, also in the Muslim world, and we concerning about especially about the biggest Muslim countries like Indonesia, Turkey, Egypt, India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, Saudi Arabia, Algeria, Morocco, Iraq, Syria, and we study in this term or in this time 76. In the first report in 2021, we study 54, and then after 2 years, 2023, we study 62. Right now, we reach to 76 countries we study in this report. So we have many results, and we collected through the recommendation of this report.
So can I just ask you another question? Who funds this report, by the way?
IIIW, International Institute of Islamic Waqf.
Right. Okay. So in this report, I mean, it is also based on some key indicators, Dr. Sami, the benchmark for Waqf Institutional Performance, or BWIP, right? And
benchmark for Waqf Institutional Performance.
Could you please explain? Because even for myself and also for the audience, what does it mean? And what does it actually benchmark? How does it test?
Actually, this benchmark or this standard, when we study the report the first time, 2021. Actually, we studied since 1996 to 2021, around 25 years.
Yes.
In this time, we study 54 countries, and we're looking for what is the problems and what is the how can they improve their management and their investment in Awqaf sector. We study 54, and through 54 we found 40 elements affecting the Waqf management. We collect this is 40 elements, and we study. We make workshop about these elements. Later on, we discover only 10 standards, very extremely important for Awqaf, any Awqaf foundation.
Right.
Even if this foundation in Africa or in the US or in China or in India, all Muslim, all Awqaf foundation need this elements, 10 elements, 10 standards. So we collected together and we put this benchmark for Awqaf institutional performance. So if I want to judge any Awqaf foundation, even this belongs to the government or belongs to the private, I have to see these elements during their performance.
Right.
Later on, I can see this is the first category or the second category or third category.
Right.
So this is a standard we did after we study the experience of Awqaf foundation in the world.
Right. Okay. And it was developed by your institution.
Yes, right. So we put this standard. So now, any standard, if you want to put category, which foundation is good, I have to look through this standard, this performance.
It's the benchmark, isn't it? This is how you measure.
Benchmark, yes, benchmark for Awqaf institutional performance. Yeah.
Right. Okay. Now, this report, as you said, in 2020, the previous ones, they covered 54 countries, but this one covers 76 countries more. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and also Muslim communities. Yeah. So how does focusing only on public Awqaf, private Awqaf, shape the findings and recommendations?
Yeah. Actually, in the Muslim society, we have two kinds of Awqaf. One belongs to the government, under the government authority, which we call government Waqf, or Awqaf government, or public Awqaf.
Public Awqaf, yeah.
In other side, we have in the shadow, we have many. Sometimes in some countries, we have thousands of Awqaf belongs to the people, to the private, to the university, to the charity foundation, to the families, to the businessmen or women. Yes. So in this case, we only concerning about the Awqaf, public Awqaf, because we believe strongly if we improve the Awqaf, the public Awqaf, already later on we'll get the benefit from Awqaf in the private sector. So just we concerning about public Awqaf in this report, because we cannot study everything in this in the Muslim world. Just we concerning about the public Awqaf.
Yes,
because we can fix and we can collect the material very well.
And Waqf, it's not easy to collect, it's family Waqf.
Yeah, it's a huge, yes.
I understand, okay. So in section 2, it's about key findings and regional performance, Dr. Sami. So from your view, which 3 regions ranked the highest in institutional Waqf performance, and what
factors contributed to their success?
Actually, in this question or in this note, we study around 10, I think yes, 10 graphic area. We study in the Arab world, Muslim world, and even in the different place. But I give you the now. I can say, I think you have the report. I can say the best area or regions in our performance. I think Gulf area.
Gulf areas.
I mean,
and then Malaysia.
Then South Asia, South East Asia, like Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, and the third one about the what we call Iraq and Bilad al-Sham.
Yes.
The Levant.
Sham is Syria, isn't it? Sham is Syria.
Syria, Lebanon, Jordan, and Palestine. So we have these the best, but I have to also to say North Africa is also very important, is very close to become the strong area of the basic. We have many a good example in North Africa. I have not. It doesn't mean in this area take less than 50%. It means the all countries very not do very well in Awqaf performance. I give you example in Turkey, for example, Turkey and Balkan countries. Turkey is very extremely important not in the Europe, but in the Muslim world.
Yes.
Because they have huge of Awqaf and the.
Well, they have the history from the Ottomans.
Yeah.
I mean,
yes.
They are the pioneers.
But when we study the area of Turkey and Dawal Balkan, we put the percentage 54 in Turkey. But when we want to judge Turkey as an example, I think Turkey more than 90% as a country, not in the with other Balkan countries.
Yeah, I understand. Okay, so in terms of like the report actually highlights about the Waqf in Gaza. It's like nearly $5 million or $500 million loss. Due to the conflict. And so, from your view, how do geopolitical instability, and armed conflict specifically impact Waqf institutions? And can that be insulated from such risk? I mean, can we do something about to protect the Waqf? Is it possible, Dr. Sami?
Yeah, since the first report, we said stability extremely important for any Awqaf foundation, because we found many Muslim countries, they have huge Awqaf, but during the war, during the conflict, they lost many assets. And we give example in this report, Gaza before 2023 or before 7 October in 2023, Gaza is the good example in Awqaf performance. Is the best example in Palestine, whole Palestine, not West Bank, not Al-Quds, Jerusalem city, Awqaf in Jerusalem city. The best example before 7 October, Gaza really, they did. I mean, the Ministry of Awqaf in Gaza, they did very good job in Palestine, and we consider Gaza or public Awqaf in Gaza. I think. It talks more than 75%. Now, after 7 October, I think Gaza lost because the attack from Israeli authority, more than 500 million US dollar. They lost many assets of Awqaf and no income. So this is the example. Before the war, we have a good example. After the war, we have Gaza suffering really from this war. I mean, the Awqaf. asset. Yeah.
But there is actually no way of protecting it, isn't it? Because it's political, right? I mean,
Political. Yes. Yeah.
You know,
And the Israeli authority decide to cancel and destroy religious affairs, religious place like mosque, like schools, and like everything.
Also, they target Waqf because it is an economical.
Yeah.
You know,
Right. Yeah.
They know that you know. I mean, if the Waqf runs well, properly, you don't need government funding. You do not.
Right.
The
And this is not. This is not the first time. This is since 1948 when the Israeli occupied Palestine. They considered to destroy anything belongs to the Awqaf life in the Palestine. Right.
They did the same thing in Turkey, Ottoman. They manipulated that because Waqf was actually the powerhouse, you know. I wrote in my thesis, my PhD thesis, you know, I did a lot of research, and then everything is to run on Waqf, you know, everything. So much that, you know, the government didn't have to fund anything, even the roads, the bridges, the schools, you know, anything, you know. So this is where during the colonization, they actually attacked the Waqf, and also they put, you know, debt. Somehow they manipulated it, and it really destroyed the Ottoman Waqf. Okay, so moving on to the next question, Dr. Sami. You know, Saudi Arabia, Turkey, and Malaysia, they consistently appear as top performers, you know, using your benchmark, the BWIP indicators, so from your experience, your knowledge, you know how, Dr. Sami, how are they doing things differently in areas like governance, investment, efficiency, or legal frameworks? You know, I mean, what is it that is they're doing right that any others are not doing right?
As you said, regarding to the performance, benchmark performance, we judged this experience. We found these countries, as this example, we have 76 countries, but this is example: Saudi Arabia, Turkey, Malaysia, Kuwait, Qatar, even Indonesia, Singapore. These countries really, regarding to our benchmark, the concerning, for example, they are very well practiced for governance. The problem, many Muslim countries really facing corruption because we missing, they don't practice very well governance in their institution, like Awqaf. So governance, very compliance, governance, risk management. These very important to the Awqaf Foundation. Even also rules of our constitution, how to manage Awqaf in this country by law. So we also, this law should give advantage for the foundation to work very well in this society or state. So these elements, I think, when you practice very well, I think you will get a good example and a good experience.
Right.
Yeah. For example, I give you example in Saudi Arabia. In Saudi Arabia, they give people to manage their own Awqaf, their own properties. This good idea. Other countries, they refuse. I mean, the public Awqaf refuse to give authority to the private Awqaf to manage their own asset. Therefore, this is, for example, in Turkey, Saudi Arabia, they allow, in other no. So this is example. So that's why we found in Saudi Arabia, in Turkey, we have a huge of Awqaf in the society, because the government gave authority, gave any private Awqaf right to manage their own Awqaf. But in other Muslim countries, they refuse, and many people refuse to give their own awqaf to the government to manage, because they said we need to manage our awqaf.
So from your point of view, giving independence, yes.
Yes.
The key.
Yes. I can be supervisor, but I prefer you to manage your own waqf,
Right.
not me.
Yeah. In other countries, the government or other organization want to dictate. Is there a reason for it? Is it because they want a part of the money?
No, I think this belongs to the how they look into the awqaf.
Yeah.
We believe strongly awqaf should belongs to the people, not to the government.
Yes.
Government just to be supervisor for these practice in the society, in the state. But the government can't be managed, and I can't give a private awqaf to the government to manage. Just let people establish awqaf, manage their own awqaf, and give to help each other. No need to give the authority to the state, because if you read the history, Dr. Samina, if you read the history, awqaf start from the common people, not from the society, not from the government. Government come later on to the awqaf. So let people practice their freedom when they want to establish their own awqaf, and let them start and work. If they make mistake, then you can enter and give punishment to anyone who make corruption in the awqaf. But first of all, give them freedom to practice their own.
And I guess that encourages people to make more waqf, isn't it? Because they have
yes. That's why people in some countries, they have attention to start with awqaf, but if in other countries they refuse to start their own awqaf in their countries.
Trust, when the government gets involved, people don't trust. Which government would
yes, especially if the people or discover no governance, no compliance, no risk management, and also they practice awqaf traditional. The people refuse. Some people, businessman, he's the businessman all his life. He knows how to manage the investment. How come this man give him her own awqaf or his own money to someone or to any department? They do not have a good profile to manage or to invest the awqaf. This is not fair.
I understand. So that is the key. A waqf should really not be centralized, and it should, it should be in the hands of people, the public.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So, Dr. Sami, regions like West Africa, in your report, West and Central Asia, have scored lower ranking, So what are the most pressing barriers to waqf development in this area from your point of view?
Okay, regarding to other countries, especially in the West Africa or the Central Asia or any even in also in some Muslim countries like Philippines, like Thailand, some Muslim countries, they don't have law of awqaf. For example, they don't have law of awqaf. How to, especially in some Muslim society in the non-Islamic countries, like in the, for example, some Muslim countries in Africa, for example, they don't have law of awqaf. Also, we found absence of the awareness of awqaf. They don't know anything. What does mean awqaf? They don't know what does mean. They thought awqaf like charity, and this is not right.
No.
And also media of awqaf in that area absent. Also, sometimes we found corruption in these countries. So if we have Waqf land, some people took it by force. So no stability in others. So these reasons make Awqaf experience in these countries very bad. يعني through our the last report, we found maybe less than more than 20 Muslim countries, they don't have law of Awqaf, no constitution of Awqaf in their own, no official department of Awqaf.
And these are Muslim countries, they are not even non-Muslim.
Especially in non-Muslim countries, yes. We have minority, but they didn't, Muslim minority, but we don't have official department to how to use Awqaf. They try to establish, but until now, no.
And the same thing with New Zealand, but we won't talk about that today. So, in terms of, we'll move to trends and innovations now, Dr. Sami. One notable trend in your report is the rise of university Awqaf, so why are countries like Malaysia pushing for this, and how can university endowment contribute to long-term stability?
Okay, about the university, this is a good idea. About the university Awqaf. Now this is trends start with many Muslim countries like Saudi Arabia, Turkey before. Turkey, we found around 82 Waqf University in Turkey. 82. In Malaysia, in 2015, 2015, the Ministry of Higher Education put a strategy for public university to establish Awqaf. Right now in Malaysia, we have 20 public university, around 19 of 20 Waqf University, 19 out of 20. So why? Because I think this is a good idea from the government. Government encourage university to make stability, to collect money from Muslim, from non-Muslim. Therefore, if you go to the Malaysia, we have two kind. If you go to a public university, especially who establish Awqaf department, you find Muslim make donation and also non-Muslim make donation.
Right.
Muslim make donation under Awqaf fund. Non-Muslim make also donation under what we call endowment or trust.
Right. Yeah.
So we accept two kind of donation.
Yeah, in fact, Dr. Sami, Oxford University is the Awqaf.
Yeah.
Yes.
Awqaf.
In fact, I wrote about it. Yeah. A lot of the universities in America, including Yale,
yes.
They are not for profit. I mean, it's basically.
Yeah. We have many university in the world. In Singapore, non-Muslim country. In Singapore, we have 3 public universities. All of them, they use Awqaf fund.
It's Awqaf.
Yeah. So this is not only for Muslim or non-Muslim, but who start the system in the public Awqaf in the world?
Muslims.
Yes. Since in Kairouan, Jamiat Al-Qahira University, Kairouan University, Al-Zaytuna, Al-Azhar. So we have huge public university in the world, start before Harvard and Yale and Oxford. Before 1,000 of years. Yeah.
Exactly. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, your report also notes a significant gap in meeting social needs through traditional Waqf distribution channels. Yeah. Especially in terms of health and food security. Yeah. What innovations are emerging to make Waqf more responsive towards that sector, Dr. Sami? Because food security is very important.
Yes.
Especially in this era.
Actually, we this we call under مصارف وقفية under to give who deserve to get from Awqaf income. In fact, many Muslim, this is the problem. Many Muslim in nowadays need food and health and need to get support enough. And you see many what happened in the world right now, and half of the problems in the world belongs to the Muslim societies, like in Gaza, in Sudan, Somalia, Burma. Many need to get enough food, enough support, health. Therefore, we believe strongly Awqaf Foundation should working on that. Should help to work with also with partners inside the country or outside in the world. So we found should be done by Awqaf Foundation.
Mm-hmm. I mean, food security is very important.
Yeah.
You know, it's extremely important. I think food would be the currency of the world.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
Now, in terms, I've also read in your report that that the Islamic finance sector, which is over industry, is actually influencing and enabling the Awqaf sector. Yeah. So, do you think there's a relationship between?
Oh, of course, yeah.
Okay.
Of course. We believe strongly any Muslim country has Islamic finance sector strong. It means he has Awqaf sector system good. I mean, this is a strategic partnership between Islamic finance and Awqaf system. Why we select the Gulf area is the best example for Awqaf in the world, because they have Islamic finance sector very well. The biggest Islamic banks in the Gulf, like Al-Rajhi, 216 billion US. This is one bank. But when we're talking about the Gulf, we have Beit al-Tamwil Kuwaiti, Qatar, Abu Dhabi, Dubai Islamic Bank. So we have the biggest Islamic bank in this area. That's why we found the Awqaf get very well work with these banks. So because Awqaf, in fact, they have many lands, and sometimes they have commercial lands and need to get support. And as you know, in Awqaf system, or Awqaf constitution, we cannot use usury money. Should be work with the Awqaf or with the Islamic finance sector, like Islamic bank. We cannot go to the non-Islamic bank. Therefore, we have strategic partnership. And if I give you a good example, Turkey right now, in Turkey we have around 9 Islamic banks. The first Islamic bank started in Turkey in 1984. Only one bank, Bank al-Baraka. Nowadays in Turkey we have 9 Islamic banks, and this means one of them, the Awqaf foundation belongs to the government, which we call Al-Mudiriyya Al-Amma Al-Awqaf in Ankara. In Ankara, they established Islamic bank in Turkey already. So we believe strongly, if you want to improve your Awqaf system in your country, you have to establish Islamic finance sector also. Use Islamic bank.
So I have a question. Yeah, I mean, we're just diversing a bit. You know, banks, they have shareholders, right?
Yes.
So shareholders always want to make profit, right? I mean, they only know money. They don't bother about anything else. So
right.
So why would they finance Waqf?
No, already they can. I give you example. In Malaysia, Some like Bank Muamalat in Malaysia. Bank Muamalat, the inside the structure of the bank, you find department called Waqf and Zakat department. This inside the bank, not inside the Religious Affairs Council. No, inside the bank.
Right.
If you go to the Bank Muamalat, they
So
have department.
They receive the money from people. Is that what
Yeah.
And then they try
collect.
to grow it, do they?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And
Because
then
they believe they make this free, no charge. The
Okay.
Bank Muamalat make this process and this without cost, just under the social responsibility.
Right.
Because we
But-
need to help the Awqaf Foundation. We want to invest their own properties very well and give him the income very well.
But say, Dr. Sami, I had a land, say, and I want to build a building, Can I go to a bank and the land is Waqf land?
Yeah.
Can I go to the bank? I mean, a normal bank, Islamic bank, but no, instead of going to IDB or whatever.
Yeah.
And can I say, can you build this building for me?
I think IDB, for example, they have fund especially for Awqaf lands, which we call ABIF. ABIF supporting Awqaf land, and they have conditions. Should be this land Waqf to support this land. And they already support this land and funding this land. And they talk, I think, ABIF, they talk, 2 or 3% as a profit. And this is normal. And also the Islamic Bank in any Muslim countries, they already take profit from any supporting or any project. This is normal. And in Awqaf also this accept, because we already need to get fund to our projects.
Right.
So this is normal, not any problem with that, Islamically.
Okay, we'll just move on with the questions, Dr. Sami.
Yeah. I think the time is very now.
Yes,
the time
I know,
is
your time is very precious. I know. So, Dr. Sami, the report mentions the increasing role of financial technology like fintech, and artificial intelligence in Waqf, So, what practical applications are we seeing, and what are the risks? Because everything there's risk.
Actually, in this, we note in our report, the first report, and second, also in the third report, we found Awqaf Foundation make transfer to the digital work. Therefore, I think this is a good idea, and this is a good time to start with AI, for example, because we believe strongly who has ability to use AI, I think who can become the leader of Awqaf Foundation in the world, in the future.
So, whichever...
some countries like Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Emirates, Malaysia, Turkey, they start with AI nowadays.
So I should have another podcast with you on AI and Waqf, inshallah.
Yeah. I have a study about that published in Kuwait, inshallah, in coming month.
Tell me then we must have another podcast then.
Yes, AI and Awqaf. Yes, Awqaf Foundation. Yeah, right.
Okay. So in terms of risk and opportunities, Dr. Sami, your report did map out a Waqf risk map. And that included cyber attacks, natural disasters, and economic recession, right? So, which of these risks is most underestimated by Waqf institutions today? Like they're not thinking about it, and they should.
Actually, as you mentioned, I think the problem right now about the work of the Waqf risk map, I think. By technical cyber attacks, for example, using the data of Awqaf Foundation, also economic war, what is happening now in Gaza and Sudan. Many Awqaf project destroyed already. So I think the Waqf risk map nowadays.
Okay. Now, on the flip side, on the other side of the coin, Dr. Sami, yeah, there's also the opportunity, which highlights digital transformation, agricultural Waqf, health endowments. Which opportunity has the most untapped potential for social impact amongst them? Dr. Sami?
As you said, the first one and the very important one, extremely important, about the digital transformation. This one, I think many government, not Awqaf Foundation or public Awqaf, many government, including public Awqaf, moving to practice digital transformation in their process. And this is very, very important. And this week, I think through this one, they can collect many income of Awqaf and improve their asset very well.
Right.
In projects, in service, in products, they can work very well through this digital transformation. And also to keep their own Awqaf, the asset of Awqaf, also to protect, to give full protection.
Right. Okay. And this is compliance and governance as a strategic priorities. Yeah. Why are they especially critical for Waqf institutions in a digital age?
So sorry,
Okay.
I can't hear you.
Your report, stresses, talks about compliance and
Yes.
governance, as strategic priorities, like it's very important. But my question is, why are they especially critical for Waqf institutions in a digital age?
Because we believe strongly, if you want to protect your performance, your asset from any kind of corruption or I can say any kind of corruption, especially in the board of board, in the executive working. I think it's very important to make authority very well, to make system governance very well, compliance, monitor of your in all levels, from the board, to the manager, to the CO. So you have to protect your. I think the best example of the best manner in this case, I think digital, or I think digital area of the digital system, we can help us to give a good performance through compliance or governance.
Right. Okay.
Because we found many Awqaf, because no governance, they practice corruption, really, in investment, corruption in the spending money in non-right way.
Understand. Okay. Now, Dr. Sami, in terms of knowledge and capacity building, Kuwait Awqaf, a journal, and Saudi Arabia's SEF initiative are leading Waqf knowledge producers. Why scholarly research and publication still so important for the sector's development?
Right now we have only three. Nowadays we have three academic journal talking about Awqaf, specialists in Awqaf. The famous one in Kuwait, Majalat Awqaf in Kuwait, belongs to the Awqaf, Al-Amana Amma Al-Awqaf, and the second one, Waqf, belongs to the foundation Salman Al-Rajhi in Saudi Arabia. And other journal, academic journal in Qatar, belongs to the Ministry of Awqaf in Qatar. So this is the good example, and they practice very well to support people to study and make research of Awqaf, because we believe if you want to develop the Awqaf sector, we need to make research. We cannot develop without research.
Exactly.
And before, I think we don't have this kind of the research center. Nowadays we have, and this is good for research, PhD student also. So I think we need more to get. We need more knowledge to develop the Awqaf sector.
Right. Okay. And the report notes a shortage of dedicated academic programs in Islamic Waqf. Yeah. So how can universities and Waqf institutions collaborate to build the next generation of Waqf professionals?
Actually, we need to make training. We have thousands of, maybe 100,000 of the Awqaf staff in working with the public Awqaf. We need to develop their skills, how to manage Awqaf very well, how to become your work and your position in this place. It should be, you have to understand, this is not only work, this is not only job. This is job, yes, but in the same time, this is, you help others. And this is what we call deen wa dunya. This is, yes, you get the benefit, you get salary, but in the same time, you get reward from God because you help your society. So we need to educate and train thousands of the staff in the Awqaf sector, because we discovered that a huge percentage from them not working very well.
Yes.
That's why we discovered of corruption. That's why we discovered the misunderstanding or mispractice of Awqaf. Yes.
I mean, education, knowledge,
Yes.
That is actually, Sadaqah Jariyah, actually propagation of
Right.
It's like, people think it's you can't hold money. They think money. But knowledge is also wealth.
Yes. This is amana. This is amana.
And if you have knowledge, Allah has blessed you.
Yes. Right.
That you can't just.
Right. Yes.
So there is many forms.
This is. This is amana. And we cannot work like this. We cannot give the amana to someone he doesn't have. He not qualified to protect this amana.
Yes. Okay. Dr. Sami, the Waqf assets. We just look at future now. The Waqf assets are increasingly circulating among the high net worth individual and families. So what should countries do to attract and manage family Waqf effectively? As you said, it is initially you said that people should be independent to manage the Waqf. But what can we do to help countries to attract and manage family Waqf effectively?
Okay. In this case, we found many Muslims, and I mean many Muslims go to other countries to establish their own Awqaf. Why? When I asked some of them, he said, in our country we don't have safe, no protection. The rules every time changing, and no one encourage us to establish Awqaf. If any government or any state want to encourage people to establish Awqaf, first of all, you have to give him a good chance in the rules, in the constitution. Second, give him safety. Let him start very well. Give him advice. Give him construction, how to establish Awqaf. But don't go and ask him, give me your own Waqf. I want to manage your own Waqf. He refused. Therefore, I give you, as I said before, Turkey and Saudi Arabia, they make very well, really, in this case. But other Muslim countries are very bad because they have a huge waqf. Some Muslims, he refused to establish his own waqf in his country, in his city, in his village. He go to other city or other country to establish his own waqf because we don't have rules, we don't have authority, we don't have constitution, we don't have before that safety to encourage them to establish Awqaf very well. To help the
key is the framework, and
legal framework, right,
and then let them independently manage it.
Yes. Give him freedom to manage, to set up the waqf and manage and invest. If he does any single mistake, later on go and tell him you did. We have corruption. We found it. But firstly, give him freedom.
It's like a child, isn't it? The parents.
Yes, right.
Freedom.
Yeah.
And then if the child doesn't follow, then you do something. Okay.
Right, of course. Right.
Now, we are finishing off. Don't worry, Doctor. So, which region does the report suggest that could be the next Waqf hub after the Arabian Peninsula, and why?
I think Southeast Asia, Malaysia, Indonesia, Singapore, and also Turkey, and Balkan countries. Balkan countries move, the Balkan really, they have the famous Awqaf in Balkan, and the huge amount of Awqaf in Balkan. But the problem, as you know, majority of Awqaf stole by governments. But also in North Africa also. We have a good example in Morocco, Algeria, Egypt. But in fact, Southeast Asia is the second level will become.
Everything, Malaysia, Indonesia are
yes.
Even halal methods. Where I
yes.
The same thing. They have standards. They're working on it. In Indonesia, partly lifestyle.
You have a smart question when you ask me about the Islamic finance sector. And this is smart. If you are any Muslim country have Islamic finance sector, it means we grow up very well of Awqaf foundation or Awqaf life. But if you don't have Islamic finance system, it's difficult because you will find problem to get funding from non-Islamic institution.
And I've noticed now that Malaysia is also moving into muamalat. That is actually social transaction. Which is I mean that's my area. Islamic social entrepreneurship. And I think that is the next step. For Malaysia. Okay, Dr. Sami, looking ahead to the next edition, I'm sure you've started working on the next edition now.
Inshallah,
So looking ahead to the next edition of report, what one metric, one like measuring metric or emerging trend do you think will be the most significant to watch in the 2026 to 2027 period from your point of view? AI, okay. So
AI and Awqaf.
Dr. Sami, our next podcast will be an AI. In fact, I interviewed Brother Daud Vikari.
Yes. AI, because really we noted that AI in Awqaf sector still grow slowly, but I think in coming years they will move very well. AI, and who get it will become the leader of Awqaf sector in the world.
So, I'm an electronic engineer.
Mashallah. So you can help in this way.
For AI and Awqaf,
this is very important. Yes.
Okay.
This is very important. I think this is.
Yeah.
Most significant, yes.
The final question, Dr. Sami,
Yeah.
you can go, finally, if you could deliver one key takeaway, from your report, to the policymakers that are lagging behind, like, as you said, in parts of Africa or other parts, what would it be?
والله, this is this is the report. The report we mention, we give it to the policy markers, how to get the recommendation and practice in your own Awqaf foundation. And we believe many things they can do it. First of all, to consider about the performance, the benchmark because benchmark which we did 2021, this is very important. You have to check about these 10 elements in your foundation. I give you one example. Governance. We study 76 countries. Maybe we collect 7 or 8 annual report of the public foundation in the Muslim world. Only 8 out of 76. How many percentage? 2 or 3. The public foundation who publish the annual report to the stakeholders or to the society, only 8 out of 76.
Right.
Where's the governance?
And there's no trust.
How can I do?
So people don't trust. I mean, if there is no transparency, why would you trust?
You want, as the public Awqaf, to get trust from the committee. You want to encourage the committee. How can you do that? And you, as the leader of Awqaf, أو المتولي العام, you are the ناظر, you are the متولي, who has the authority in your country. You don't do that. You don't publish your annual report. How can body? Therefore, I think many things we can do in this one, but I think governance comes the first in their own practice.
Well, Dr. Sami, it has been a pleasure for me that you gave me time.
Yes.
And I hope, inshallah, we'll have more podcasts, opportunity. But thank you so much. I know you're very pressured, and you gave me time when you're so busy.
Thank you.
You just published.
Thank you very much, sister.
Honestly, I think we should also create a committee for Awqaf and AI. Please include me, because I'm an electronic engineer. I know.
Inshallah. Yes.
All right, then. We'll talk again. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. Thank you. Jazakallah khairan. Thank you.
Thank you, sister. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.